God blessed us in so many ways. We got to a situation where we were starting to bring to the culture the newness of the situation. We were starting to build and anchor these changes very strongly into the culture, defining the new us. And this question came up. See if you've heard this one. Don't you think you're going a little bit too fast here? They asked this. They said, what are we really looking to be here? Are you wanting to grow a mega church? And you know, we had 250 people. I said, we're a little ways away. Hang with me, you know. And they said, what are you trying to do here? And what you have to constantly do is you have to constantly reinforce that concept of vision. You have to constantly go back to the ideas that say, this is who we are. This is who God has called us to be. This is where we're going. Two things very quickly. I learned somewhere along the way, and it came out of a book, and I'm sorry I don't have the book's title here, but it's called the Nehemiah Principle. Remember when Nehemiah went back to Jerusalem to rebuild the wall? Okay, in 52 days, you know, we like to herald that, what God's people can do when they pull together really quickly in 52 days. About halfway through that, we don't know the exact day, but about halfway through that, he had to go among the people on his horse one night, and he had to reinstill with them the purpose and the vision of what they were about. I think there's a principle in that. I think that about once a month, you need to be talking and reminding your folks about what God is trying to do among us. You need to be reinstating that vision. There's going to be resistance. You're going to have resistance. It's going to happen. And a lot of it's predictable. And you can read about how to overcome that and establish buy-in, even in the most predictable and difficult of resistance situations. But the vision that God has called you to, never let that die. You are the body of Christ. You are a leader in the bride of Christ, the elect of God, the redeemed. And we need to stand for that. Interesting thing as I close. The name of that church before we went, and we retained it, was Peace. It was laughed about among the ministerial circles. Peace Christian Church. They laughed at it. There hadn't been peace there in 20 years. When we left, we established them with a vision that we left with them, and it maintained for several years. We stayed there 8 years, by the way. After the culture was ingrained, we began the typical situation. We left with them a vision of what peace really stood for, and it was this, and this is what I encourage you to take to your churches. It stood for this: people encouraged and Christ exalted. That's the peace we were seeking. God bless you guys. Thank you.